So we employ more than 150,000 people and serve more than 320 million meals a year. You may not know our name, but you're probably familiar with our restaurants: the Olive Garden, Longhorn Steakhouse, Bahama Breeze, Season 52, Capitol Grill, Eddie V's, and Yard House. And we did own Red Lobster until recently. So Darden is committed to making a positive difference in the lives of others, which we describe as our mission to nourish and delight everyone we serve. We mean this in the literal sense of providing our guests with good, high-quality food, but it also means creating a broader social value through how we contribute to the communities where we operate. We know that one of the ways we impact the planet is through our physical footprint, since 1,500 restaurants is no small number. That's why we have taken steps to expand our recycling capacity and reduce our waste streams as we work toward our objective to one day send zero waste to landfill. We'll go on to the next slide. Here we go. So where does our waste go? Well, Darden's journey to eliminate food waste began in 2003 when we started the Darden Harvest program. In every one of our restaurants, we quote-unquote harvest our unserved surplus food and prepare it for donation to local food banks, shelters, and other charitable organizations. We have a 100% participation rate, so every one of our restaurants participates, and all the food is distributed locally, directly helping communities where our employees and guests live and work. Last year, our restaurants donated nearly 10 million pounds of wholesome and ready-to-eat food, such as fresh produce and proteins like steak and seafood, items that are often in short supply at organizations that serve the hungry. These aren't leftovers. It's unused fresh food like soups, lasagnas, vegetables. Of course, we wouldn't be able to do this work without the incredible efforts of Jim Larson and his team at Food Donation Connection, which coordinates the donations to food banks and other charitable organizations across the country. The Darden Harvest program offers an alternative to discarding food, and as Jim mentioned, it's really terrific for employee engagement. From a food waste perspective, it is key to achieving our goal to one day send zero waste to landfills. And from a human perspective, it's about donating enough food to feed 3,250 families of four, 3 meals a day for an entire year. With Food Donation Connection's help, we've been able to donate more than 77 million pounds of surplus food, totaling more than 100 million meals to families in need since the program's inception. And this is a number that we are incredibly proud of. So we've discussed Darden Harvest, and the next step to reducing food waste that we can't donate involves organic materials. So today we are piloting the recycling of organic materials into animal feed. Instead of throwing away food that remains on our guests' plates at the end of meals or food scraps that are lost during production, like meat trimmings or vegetable ends, this waste actually goes into designated bins for recycling at our restaurants. Then every couple of days, a local company called Organic Matters will pick up excess food from our restaurants to be processed into quality livestock feed. Additional uses for organic recycling also include compost for soil and fuel for anaerobic digestion, which is a process that turns food waste into energy. So organics make up the largest component of our waste stream, and audits indicate that we can divert approximately 50% of waste through organic recycling. However, organic recycling is not without its challenges. It's not widely available, and even where it is, it requires a variety of changes in how we manage waste within our restaurants, which is why we actually started with this pilot program at 3 of our Orlando restaurants, and we recently expanded to 7. We also actually do this in our headquarters as well. So at this time, organic recycling is optional across the restaurant industry everywhere. With the exception of, on October 1st, the state of Massachusetts becomes the first state to mandate that all restaurants engage in organic recycling, separating the food waste from guest and kitchen production areas, and recycling and utilizing the waste for animal feed, and then, of course, for soil amendments. We do expect more states, such as California and Illinois, to follow. Another component in our commitment to reducing food waste is related to cooking oil. So Darden recycles 100% of its cooking oil, which is then used to make biodiesel, animal feed, and soaps. And since 2010, we have recycled over 13 million pounds of cooking oil. So, in the interest of time, I'm not going to actually cover the mixed recycling portion of this slide and just say, well, we're moving in the right direction. Darden's enterprise-wide landfill diversion rate, which is the percent of waste we recycle versus send to landfill, is only around 30%. So we know we still have a long way to go to get to our ambitious goal of 0. Our greatest opportunity is inorganic waste. As we estimate, it makes up around half of the waste from all of our restaurants. So you should probably get ready to hear more about organic recycling as it becomes available. Of course, partnerships are key when it comes to reducing food waste. I mentioned Food Donation Connection, but as Laura also mentioned, the Food Waste Reduction Alliance, which is an initiative launched by Grocery Manufacturers Association and the National Restaurant Association, the Food Marketing Institute, another really great organization. It's really a terrific group of diverse stakeholders, and Darden is proud to support it. So just to summarize, we're doing a lot to reduce food waste, but there's really so much more to do. So it's just a step in the right direction.